Hey crypto bros, hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are and you're enjoying the current state of the market. Today we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin weekly candle closure, what to expect in this upcoming week. We're going to be talking about Zen, whether or not there is a bounce expected in the price of Zen, and whether or not we're going to be making new all-time lows. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. So we can see the Bitcoin weekly candle closure is coming in about 7 hours and 36 minutes. Now, what I'd like to see for Bitcoin overall in these next few hours is for us to actually regain the 30,500 area. The reason being is that because this is going to be putting us in the midline of this consolidation zone that we've been in for quite some time. Now, we did get a breakout of this particular consolidation zone and then completely just wiped out those gains, coming back down about 5.7%, which is a very substantial amount of move to just, completely wiping us out, especially knowing there was so much bullish news with XRP, inflation coming in a lot lower, and the Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF, being just debuting in this upcoming month in Europe. So with that being said, if we go back on the daily time frame, we've been discussing this for the past couple of weeks, how this is continuing to play downside pressure for the price of Bitcoin. As long as we continue to close below 30,900, the bears do have full control of Bitcoin overall. Now, with that being said, if we actually do go on the lower time frames around the 4-hourly, we can see that we are pointing to the upside, hoping that the cross will actually occur on the MACD, and that will continue to happen as long as we are staying above 30,290. We're currently trading just about roughly $40 above that. Hopefully, if we do get that cross overall, just like this will actually put us in the bullish territory on the lower time frames for us to regain that midline area that we've been kind of discussing over the past, couple of weeks to 3 weeks in regards to Bitcoin. So as long as we can maintain above 30,500, I think the same old targets, we've been discussing for a very long time. These targets haven't changed. We just seen some, bull traps along the way, bear traps. As you can see, we've fallen below, this consolidation zone. And this is kind of quite boring overall, trending sideways market, and getting a lot of people just FOMOing in, and liquidating them, getting them on the wrong side, and then just continue just coming back in this consolidation area. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just quickly talk about what is happening on the weekly to 3-day time frame. We can see on the weekly time frame that we are we have already started to basically get the cross where the 21-day moving average has crossed the 200-day moving average. Now this is spelling very bullish overall for Bitcoin, because as we can see, this 200-day moving average has acted as a bit of a support plateau when we've actually entered the bear market. Now this is the first time that this is actually starting to happen in the historic context of Bitcoin, because we can see that we've never been really trailing below, historically against the 200-day moving average. So for us to actually get these crosses to occur on the weekly time frame, they can spell very powerful moves to the upside. And knowing that the 55-day moving average can cross the 200-day moving average, expect something huge to actually happen overall in the price of Bitcoin. Now we will continue to actually start to see these crossings occur again, as long as we can stay and maintain above $27,000 and in the next upcoming months overall. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and take a look at the 3-day time frame. We can see that the 21-day moving average has already crossed the 200-day the 21 has already crossed the 200-day moving average, and this is gonna be confirmed again within the next day in 8-hour closure. With that being said, if we look at the past iterations just to get a generalized idea what to actually expect, so if we go back to the first iteration around 2015, we can see that once the actual cross occurred, this actually spelled a 24% price drop in regards to Bitcoin. Once we actually start to see the 55-day moving average crossing the 200-day moving average, which is the white line here, this actually started the bull market in the market of Bitcoin overall. If we come to the second iteration, we can see here that once the 21-day moving average crossed the 200-day moving average, this actually spelled a nice price increase of 60%, which is not too bad. This kind of saw us, go up from $8,700 to all the way to $13,600. So not too bad, 60% price increase. And then once we actually start to see the cross occur, that's when we actually start to see the downside pressure come in for Bitcoin, which dropped about 46%. So what is actually expected here for Bitcoin? If we've already crossed the first iteration, actually brought us a downside pressure of 24%. The second iteration actually brought us about 60% upside from the cross of the 21-day moving average going up. Up from here, that would actually put us, let's say, if we were to see 60% upside from here, that's actually going to be putting us, where does that put Bitcoin? That puts us around $48,000, just roughly $48,000 to $49,000 for the price of Bitcoin. Now, if we were to actually see a big drive down to 24%, I don't expect this to actually happen, but where does this actually put Bitcoin? Well, this puts Bitcoin around, again, the upper side of $2,000 to $23,000, which is just around this particular area right here. So these are the targets that we're kind of looking at just based off of these two iterations. Now, how much input I'm gonna have in regards to this? Not much. I wouldn't weight this too much overall because there's not too much iterations in the data set, but these are just generalized ideas of where Bitcoin can actually be heading overall of what we've seen from the past iterations. With that being said, let's go ahead and just quickly talk about Bitcoin dominance before we jump onto Zen. So in the past couple of weeks, we've been saying that, again, this breakout is very historic in terms of Bitcoin context. Overall, we can see this has been in making for the past couple of years. We've already tried retesting this particular area a couple of times before an actual breakout from here. So we've already tested this 3 times. And the old saying goes, when you actually break away from a particular resistance line, you come back, try to retest it as support. So what was once resistance is now support. Once you've tested that as support, then you can actually break off from here, because that could have basically been just a regular false breakout, just as we've seen in the price of Bitcoin, coming in that ranging market. So again, coming back, retesting this. We said this before a couple of weeks ago, saying, look, expect the Bitcoin dominance to come back, retest the 48 to 49% area, and then that's when the big bounce most likely will come, bringing the Bitcoin dominance a lot higher from there. Now, again, this is going to put downside pressure against the altcoins, against the altcoin pairings. So if your portfolio is not set to take 30-40% hit, just make sure that you're well established in terms of risk management when it comes to your portfolio, guys. So let's go ahead and just jump on to Zen real quick here, and what we were basically expecting. So based off our strategy, what we've been discussing, again, the range delta, combined with Bollinger Bands and the hike and the chic with low volatility, basically expected the iterations, the past iteration, the 4 iterations that we've seen here, is that we get a big downside drop in the price of Zen. So in the first iteration, as we can see here, we've seen about 29% drop, or sorry, was it a 29% drop here? Let's see. Yeah, no, sorry, it was about 14% drop. Here was about 42%, 24, and 17%. So far, this indicator, the strategy has worked very well in terms of getting the direction of this particular move, which is about, so far, 43% to the downside. So if you're shorting Zen, you basically would have made 43% to the downside, in gains. With that being said, what we were expecting, or what we are looking for in particular, which is not guaranteed, guys, this is not the actual strategy. Strategy is telling you that there is downside pressure coming in based off the 4 iterations. The expected thing, that's what I was expecting. Now, with that being said, what we're looking after that, after we get that, swing high to swing low, is that we get a bounce in the price of Zen. So this one saw, again, 40%, 41% as well too here. This one saw about 45%, and this one started that big run up in price of Zen. So with that being said, again, after seeing that, those conditions being met on the strategy, we are expecting a bounce in the price of Zen. Now, when do we actually get that? That's still unknown. We can only base it off of the averages of what we've seen from those, swing highs to swing lows. And from what we've seen, again, the maximum of this was about 42%. So far, we've already seen 44%. So it already has surpassed the maximum values of these last 4 iterations. So with that being said, the actual bounce is nowhere to be seen. So the last line of defense for the Zenians is this particular area, guys. So this is the only confluence left in terms of support for Zenians before actually putting in new all-time lows for Zen. Now, with that being said, if we were expecting, again, a bounce for Zen overall, well, where could that actually happen on the 12-hourly? Well, on the 12-hourly, that would basically put us just, 45%. That would put us roughly just above, again, the 55-day moving average, which is coming, again, to that particular resistance line, again, which was once support, is going to be turning into resistance, guys. So again, if we were to come up here 45%, we have the 55-day moving average just coming in. Again, these are lagging indicators, so the moving average will eventually come down on each closure. So with that being said, the bounce will act as resistance here for the 55-day moving average. Same thing with this particular resistance line. As you can see, there is a bit of a confluence for Zenians to actually get above this consolidation, this ranging area that we were in. If we can actually close above this, close above the 55-day moving average, I don't see why Zen can start an actual run up here, putting in, higher highs and higher lows from here. But with that being said, we've already dropped the maximum of this particular move. So, expect what you will with this. Again, these are just basic statistics I'm providing you with. The only guaranteed thing based off of this, both previous iterations, the statistical portion of it was that we're going to see downside pressure for Zen. The expected bounce, after that, again, we just have probabilities of where we can expect it. It's still bound maybe to come in, but this is the resistance targets that we're looking at. Anyways, I'll leave you off with this. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.